Greetings, kids, and welcome to week 2. This week we have 3 major goals that we're going to attempt to reach before the end of our week. The first is that we are going to discuss the importance of theory to international relations, and the idea of using theory is that with the amount of information that comes into our lives every day, we need to have a lens with which we can filter that information in order to produce understanding. Theory helps us to do that, and theory gives us 4 things that really light the essence of the study of international relations. The first thing is that it allows us to describe a situation, what is happening. The second thing is to explain it. The third is to predict possibly what might happen in the future. Now, this is never wholly accurate, as I'm sure you understand, but it's an important part, which leads us to the most important part, and what I think is the beauty of the study of international relations is prescription. And that if we can do those first 3 things, if we can describe and explain and predict, then we can prescribe a remedy that will make people's lives better. And that's really the goal, as I see it, of this course and of the study of international relations. So we are going to discuss the importance of theory, and we're going to introduce you to the 4 theories that we will focus on in depth later in the course. The first one is realism, and we're going to begin the study of realism this week. The second is liberalism, the third Marxism, the fourth constructivism. Our whole first quarter will be spent studying and using those theories to analyze current affairs. So our first goal is to explain and understand the importance of theory. Second goal is to dive into our first theory, and maybe the most useful in many people's opinions for international relations, and that is realism. We're going to begin with a lecture, the second one of the week, on classical realism, and you're going to hear and learn about you're going to hear names like Thucydides and Machiavelli, and we're going to Morgenthau, important. We're going to explain how those men through history have really formed realism, and in variations that we have today, they've shaped the field of international relations and in the lens of realism. So that'll be our second goal. Our third goal, and in my view the most important, is that we're going to start taking the theory that we're learning and we're going to start trying to apply it. Our current affairs I guess piece of content this week is going to be Pakistan. Last week we did Afghanistan, and you understand now, I imagine, how complicated that situation is. Well, it becomes even more complicated when you step outside of Afghanistan and you realize the role that Pakistan plays in the scenario, not just on the Afghan side, but on the Indian side as well. It's an extremely complicated situation that we have in Pakistan. So we're going to study that. Please remember this week that you have a number of responsibilities. Be working on your blog and your journal, and please remember that on Monday or Tuesday, depending on when you have class, you're going to have your first geography test. This one, I said that it was going to be on the Indian subcontinent in class yesterday. That was wrong. It's going to be not on the Indian subcontinent, but on the Middle East. Okay? I will be in touch throughout the week. Everything that you need should be on the website right now. Please, as always, be in touch with me if there's any confusion, and we will go ahead with our second week. I thank you once again for being part of the class, and I wish you a happy week. Take care. My cameraman left.